July 10. What have you got for us? Okay. At a 1:34 a.m. Melbourne time, we've got a little aspect between the moon in Capricorn and Pluto in Aquarius. Somewhat positive, kind of going to be asking us to like take a disciplined and less emotional look at authenticity. You know, like at the things that you've kind of hidden away, right? And then 6 a.m., it's a bit of an annoying morning, right? Between 6 and 8 a.m., right? So 6 and 6:30, we're kind of being asked to, like, something within a relationship dynamic or with how you make your money needs to be compromise, right? Something needs a compromise. And it's sort of saying that, like, something needs to shift within that relationship dynamic and something will need a compromise because of that, right? And sort of saying, like, this is not something that you would normally compromise on, right, in the relationship dynamic. It's not really common for you to do that, right? This is something that you would probably normally be quite stubborn about. But Venus is in Gemini, so we've got a little bit more curiosity. So we are kind of able to compromise on something that we maybe wouldn't normally compromise on. And in doing that, we are going to be able to see where we are being too stubborn and where we need to sometimes let go, right? Let go of control. And then at 8 a.m., once we've kind of learned that lesson, we get this aspect with the moon opposing Jupiter, right? So moon in Capricorn, Jupiter in Cancer. This big, father mother kind of energy. And it's really talking about, where you've kind of, I'm going to say over nurtured, right? But where you've kind of seen yourself as maybe not quite as capable of handling something that's difficult. And this realization that you've kind of come through in the early hours of the morning that you know what, I can actually let that go. I can actually not be in control of that situation. Sort of will lead to this moment of really being able to realize, like, you know what? I haven't done that because I thought it would be too hard and I wouldn't be able to handle it, but I'm actually a slightly different person now, right? And so then it kind of becomes a little bit easier to be able to do whatever it is that you need to be doing, right? And then just after 8 o'clock, 8:10, a conversation kind of comes up that's going to really help you see what it is that needs to be let go of there, right? And it's likely to be some kind of wound around your creativity, like needing something to be perfect. And so because you needed something to be perfect, we're quite stubborn about things. But like having realized that, like, letting go and being out of control can actually lead to something working out in a way that you maybe didn't expect, right? And that kind of will show itself within a conversation, right? And then around 11 a.m., it's like needing to readjust where you're going, because the steps that you've kind of put in place to get there had been kind of taken into account based on, like, all of these things that you've now kind of seen. Actually, do you know what? I can kind of let that go. And that in turn, so then we get that one. And then at 5:14, we get a little bit of energy on the Lilith placement, on the black moon placement, right? On the wounds and the emotions that we kind of hide away. And this aspect at 5:14 p.m. is really, it's kind of asking for discipline and, like, being open to seeing the results of, like, not feeling shame about who you are as a person, right? And then because of that, we kind of see that we've actually been wasting energy in relationships, trying to not feel that shame. So, like, there's really this energy of curiosity throughout the whole day when it comes to relationship dynamics and worth dynamics, that we sort of get to see that actually we're putting energy into places we don't need to be. We don't actually need to be in control of those things, because we can actually just decide that shame or guilt is not something we're going to feel in that space when all we're doing is being ourselves, right? So we're just kind of letting go of that external idea of what the perception of you being yourself is, okay? Go back and listen to that sentence again if it didn't make sense. So 8:10 p.m. So these two are very close. The conversation and the movement forward are very close together. And so it's like within this conversation, you sort of see another way to move forward. You see another way to get the job done, another way to achieve the goal, because it's like you've had this list of things that was containing so much information about like perfection, like, oh, this needs to be done, and then this needs to be done, and then this needs to be done. But throughout the energy of the day, and particularly that conversation around 8 o'clock, it's like you realize you could have just crossed a few things out, and you will cross a few things out, right? It's as if you'll go down that list and cross out, well, actually, do you know what? That actually doesn't really matter. Like, if I'm now not going to feel shame or guilt for being the version of me that I am, if I'm deciding that I'm going to work on not doing that, then I can cross these things off the list and I can kind of move forward. And then 11:41, that's going to cause a little bit of stress, because now we have to shift and move. Now we need to see things from another perspective, because we've got this list that's got like every second line is crossed out. So we're sort of like, well, fuck, can I actually move faster now? Can I actually get this done faster? Can I actually achieve what it is that I set out to fucking achieve, right? So we're moving into, very interestingly, right, we're moving into the Capricorn full moon, which is like Melbourne time, 6:36 on the 11th a.m., right? So like that energy overnight, and we're not getting any aspects overnight. We're getting this kind of like, well, fuck, I can actually do things differently, and fuck, what have I actually achieved? And then we get the Capricorn full moon, and the Capricorn full moon is absolutely going to be lighting up like rewards for hard work that you've put in. Like this next moon cycle, the 2 weeks that we're in it, right? Because we get the full moon and we get the new moon. So when we're in between full moon and new moon, we're kind of under the energy of the full moon, which this one, Capricorn full moon. So we're sort of going to be starting to see the results of hard work that we've put in. So for those of us who have been down the fucking rabbit holes, who have been doing the self-introspection, this energy is going to be leading us to these like revelation moments of like, shit, I've actually achieved more than I thought. Right? So yeah, very exciting kind of energy we're moving into. And these are the ones that we really want to be leaning into, these better energies that start rolling through, because we are in chaos. So anything that's good, we really want to be leaning into it. So yeah, again, I'm going to advise to be journaling. You can get my digital journal on Etsy for $11.11. It's got all of the aspects that you need to be thinking about. It's got prompts. It's got like a tick box situation about, you know, like what sort of feelings you're coming through, because we want to be able to look back at this stuff. We want to be able to follow the cycles. Fucking trust me. You want to be able to follow the cycles. It makes things so much easier. So yeah, let me know if you need my help. Otherwise, go and get the fucking journal. And if you're watching this and you go onto Etsy to get the journal or the moon calendar, We Are the Weirdos will work as a discount. Okay? Stay weird.